Hi everyone, this is Darius Sulam from Inside Scientific, the online environment for life science webinars, virtual events, interviews, and educational content that helps you do your best work. Our Real Science sessions focus on connecting with researchers, educators, and industry professionals from all walks of life that make scientific discovery and innovation possible. We talk about their work, their passions, their pitfalls, why they got into science in the first place, and where the road lies ahead. Today, I'm talking with Jared Oenick, a senior at the University of North Georgia. Jared recently was one of 10 students who was awarded the Scientist.com STEM Research NIL Award for promising undergraduate researchers. Scientist.com's goal is to empower and connect scientists worldwide and accelerate scientific discovery. Their digital research platform combines sophisticated AI technology with white-glove research concierge support to enable scientists to run more innovative experiments in less time and at lower cost. Scientist.com operates private enterprise marketplaces for most of the world's major pharmaceutical companies, over 100 biotech companies, and the U.S. National Institutes of Health. This award is part of Scientist.com's commitment to support and mentor students who are at the beginnings of their education and careers in STEM. In addition to a grant of $5,000 each, the 10 award winners are collaborating with Scientist.com as brand ambassadors. All right, Jared, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Happy to be here.
So I'm going to jump into the first question I have for you, and that is, where did you grow up, and have you always been interested in the sciences?
Sure. So I grew up in Noonan, Georgia, which is a small town about 45 minutes south of Atlanta. I actually grew up in sort of a medical environment because of my own health conditions, but also because my father is an emergency medicine physician assistant. In terms of research, I actually didn't really know I was interested in research or medical research for that matter until my freshman year at the University of North Georgia, when I really started exploring avenues of research.
Oh, fantastic. So where are you currently studying? What is your major? And also, can you tell us a little bit about the research that you're currently conducting?
Absolutely. So I am here still at the University of North Georgia. I am in my senior year. I am majoring in biology with a minor in neuroscience. My research is actually centered around bacteriophage, or phage for short, and how to better isolate these phage from the environment. And phage are really cool because they target and kill specific species of bacteria and only those bacteria that they target. These bacteria can be extremely robust and resistant to multiple antibiotics, and phage are still able to eliminate these bacteria without difficulty. So we're hoping, down the line that these will definitely have medical or therapeutic uses for phage.
Well, that's fantastic. It's always good to know that your research will have an impact further down the line. So another question for you now. Who was or is the greatest influence on your career? Do you have a mentor that has played a significant role in your career so far?
Sure. So I am inspired by the life and story of the late Dr. Thomas Starzl and his memoir, The Puzzle People, which basically just documents the obstacles and successes of past medical giants in the field of transplant medicine. My current mentors are Dr. Allison Canick and Dr. Ryan Shanks here at the University of North Georgia, who continue to push me to be the best that I can be both inside and outside the laboratory. My family also plays a big role in my success, especially my dad.
Well, fantastic. Hopefully we can hear a bit more about your influences as your career progresses. So you've mentioned before about your passion for medicine and research, specifically relating to the kidney, stemming from your own personal experience of undergoing dialysis due to failing kidney transplant. Can you tell us a little more about how this particular experience impacted the trajectory of your career?
Absolutely. So I had my first kidney transplant back in 2007 due to failing kidneys stemming from a genetic disorder called polycystic kidney disease. My dad was actually the donor. Just before entering my freshman year of undergrad, however, chronic rejection of that organ really began to set in, and I eventually had to start hemodialysis. I knew I wanted to go into the medical field at that time, but I really wasn't sure what specialty until this event came about. Something about seeing all these patients sort of hooked up to these machines for hours at a time seemed sort of archaic. It reminded me of textbook pictures and photos of rooms filled with people hooked up to iron lungs during the height of the polio outbreak during the late 40s and early 50s. I sort of thought to myself, while these machines are incredible at keeping people alive, one sort of has to wonder, why don't we have an unrestricted supply of kidneys yet for those who need them? Or at the very least, a more favorable alternative with less risk. And this is sort of what drove my interest in kidney medicine and kidney transplant research, for that matter.
Interesting. Many of the researchers and people that we have on our show have personal experiences that direct the trajectory of their research, just like you have yourself. So it's very interesting to see how the experiences that we go through in our daily lives can affect our career decisions and the direction that we take. So let's move on to what that direction might actually be for you. And so my next question is for you. Which direction do you hope to see your career go in the future?
Sure. So I am currently in the process of applying to medical schools, and I think I would like to work in a lab that specializes in xenotransplantation research while also practicing as a clinical transplant nephrologist.
Fantastic. And so my last question for you now is, do you have any advice for younger students interested in getting into research but might be intimidated or not know where to begin?
Absolutely. So I sort of have 3 points. Number one, don't be afraid to ask professors about their own research, especially if you may be interested in it. Number two, don't be afraid to ask professors if you can help with said research. And finally, number three, probably the most important and sort of most scary, don't be afraid to say you're no longer interested in working in a or with a certain lab if you feel it is not a fit for you. The lab I currently work in was not the first lab I assisted in. It was actually the second. So don't be afraid. Biggest thing.
Fantastic. It's really great to hear from students such as yourself, and we'll be hearing more from the other NIL award winners very soon in future episodes. But I want to thank you so much for the time that you've taken to come and chat with me and your insights and sharing your personal experiences. You're one of the first undergraduate students that we've had on our show. And so you're up there with the giants now. It was a pleasure to have you with us, Jared. And congratulations on winning the award, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Darius.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Real Science and that you'll tune in to future episodes where scientists and students, just like you, answer questions about their life, their work, and share insights into what it's like to be doing real science. Don't forget to subscribe.